What's up guys, Chris here with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install the Ace1 Arms Glock 19/Glock 23 SAI Tier 1 RMR slide kit. So you've probably seen my previous videos on this kit where I had it installed, but now I finally got my real host gun for this, which is a Glock 19 Gen 3. And the main reason why I got this, let's see, yeah, never mind. I got a Glock 23 Gen 4 to begin with because number one, I liked the Gen 4 frame, and number two is that the HK Glock 23 Gen 4 was the only one with a fully trademarked frame that I could find. But thanks to Kick Taiwan, I now have a fully trademarked Glock 19 Gen 3 as my host gun. So we're going to work with this. I'm going to put this to the side and just show you what's in the kit that you get from Ace1 Arms. First up is the RMR sight. It does not come with the battery. I put that in myself. This is what the actual sight looks like. Okay. Next up is a Ace1 Arms Precision Inner Barrel. I found that the cuts on this appear to be Tokyo Marui spec, so it didn't work with the new style WE cuts, and I also ended up getting a different precision inner barrel, so I'm not going to be using this for mine. And then we have the slide itself. Let's see, where the hell? Right. Yeah, the slide. Again, like I've said in my previous videos, really nice quality, nice finish. You get the gold SAI outer barrel. I was talking to someone who was maybe interested in purchasing this from me, and you can see here the wear that's on it already. You get a blowback unit with a piston head and a nozzle. And finally, there's a bag with the recoil spring guide rod assembly and the installation parts. So here we have front sight, rear sight, extractor, and blowback unit nozzle recoil spring. I'm pretty sure that was included. I can't remember, I've had this apart so many times, but it makes sense that that would be included. And in here we have the slide plate for the rear. We have sears and mechanisms here for single fire Glocks and full auto Glocks, but we're going to be installing this in a single fire configuration. So that's pretty much what's in here. Now I'm going to be doing a couple of things different here. I'm not going to be using all of the stock parts. I'll be replacing the gold barrel for my WE standard barrel, and I'll be replacing the included Ace1 Arms nozzle and rocket valves for a Garter one. So if you've seen my previous videos, there was an issue with this out of the box that the rocket valve got stuck in the closed position all the way in. And I fixed that on this by just taking it out and filing it a little bit. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna strip this down, take out all the parts that I need, and then we'll get to it. We don't need anything from there, and the frame we'll leave intact for now. If you see my previous unboxing videos, I have a ton of upgrade parts that I'm going to try in the frame, but this video is just going to focus on the slide kit. So here's my Glock nozzle. Don't need that. I'm going to put this to the side since I'm not using it for mine. So, just a quick note here, I originally had bought a garter piston head for this, but someone else told me that the stock one seemed to seal better, which I kind of agree with. This actually feels really nice and tight, but still smooth. And I have an A+ rocket valve in here as well. Let's bust open the parts. So in this bag, the red parts are used if you're installing this in a single and full auto pistol, which I'm not, so I'm going to be putting those away. These two springs are also for the full auto feature. And then there's two different length screws here, and the long one is for the full auto installations. We're going to keep the short one. There's also two hex head screws included for installation of the RMR sight. Do not use the included screws because they are too long and they're going to bite into your blowback unit, deform it, push it down, and make the gun jam. So you're going to have to use the included Phillips head screws from the RMR slide, the RMR sight, so you don't have any issues. Alright, I think we're ready to get started. So what we're going to do first is install the front sight in the slide. It has a nice square cut. Simply pop the sight in, get your front sight screw, and install the screw. Alright, so we got the front sight screw in place. Front sight is installed and aligned. Next up, we're going to prepare the blowback unit for installation. So what you're going to need to do is, on the right hand side, there's a little cutout here where the single fire sear, or I don't know, sear bumper or something, needs to be installed. So you simply slot that into place like this. And we're also going to put the slide cover plate in the back there. Let's see if that wants to stay in place. Nope. Alright, that's fine. Next up, we're going to put in the extractor into the slide, and this slots in from the inside, kind of at an angle, and up into the slot. Took me a little while to figure that out. And you can see the markings right here is actually from me trying to file down the paint of the extractor, because that's supposed to be gray on the real one. Didn't turn out too great, but whatever. So next we're going to be inserting the blowback unit, the nozzle, the sear plate, and the slide plate into the slide like this. Should slide into place fairly smoothly. Don't push it all the way down, because in case you're wondering, we need to install the spring as well. The easiest way that I've found to do that is push the blowback unit pretty much all the way down to the rear, but leave it up at the front, and this will allow us to feed the spring into this slot right here. So let's see if we can do that. And I like to take a pair of pliers and simply force feed it in there. And this is the simplest way that I've found to do it. I don't know if you have another method. Once it's in that position, we're going to take a punch, push the spring follower in, and hopefully, yeah, that's actually probably the piston head that has such a good seal that it takes a little bit of force for it to return. I'm not sure if I'm happy with that. That should definitely be going all the way back. But I'll leave that for now. I'll take a look at that later. So once you're in this position, you'll install the rear sight and install the rear sight screw. Make sure it goes in nice and tight, and again, once you've tightened the screw down, double check that your nozzle is moving relatively freely in this instance. Yeah, I think that's the piston head. It doesn't seem like the spring is jammed on anything. Okay, so the final part would be getting your sight. The battery is going to attach magnetically to the inside of the sight. Drop the sight in place. Get your two Phillips head screws. Pop those in, tighten them down. So now we have the slide assembly completed. Again, double check the nozzle. I'm going to take my inner barrel assembly into the outer barrel, of course. Slip that into the slide and install the recoil spring guide assembly. I always have a hard time getting those installed with the Glocks. One thing that I did have to do is put Loctite on the front screw on the recoil spring guide assembly. Otherwise it had a tendency to come loose. So that is your Ace1 Arms slide kit completely installed. And again, I'm running the stock W barrel. In case you're wondering, I'm going to put a attachment at the front and a silencer on there. So let's see if it goes on the gun. And that is actually super smooth. Really nice trigger action. We can go ahead and turn the RMR on. And they're pretty much lined up. Like I said, I've had this installed already. So, and just for looks, we're going to take this and this. This is the Garter custom magazine. Now where the hell did I put the... Oh yeah, I got that in my pocket. Yeah, that's not the one. This is the one. So this is a Tanyokoba thread adapter. The residue you're seeing on here is just some tape. I'm gonna clean that off. So let's pop that into the barrel like so. And of course I have my, this is CW threaded, so the Ace 1 Arms thread protector works on here. If I can figure out which way. That doesn't look half bad. So at this point you can see we're getting close to what my intentions with this build were. The only downfall here is the joint between the thread protector adapter and the barrel. I'm thinking of epoxying that, sanding it down, and sending it off to get coated. So let's see if the silencer works on here as well, which I think it should. Yeah, you can see that that could be an issue with the, now since the barrel tilts up and back, we're clearing the guide rod. So that's my yeah, it does look kind of derpy with the silencer on, I have to admit that. That's not, yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, I don't know about that. The silencer looks a little bit stupid, to be honest. So probably thread protector. I mean, how cool is that? So what's going to happen next is internals, installation, fitting, testing, putting in my SAI trigger, and doing an SAI style stippling job on the frame. Let's see, I should probably turn the sight back off. We don't run out of batteries. But again, yeah, you've seen a dozen of videos on this so by now, but one thing I noticed is on the Gen 4 frame that I had, when the trigger was pulled or fired and I racked it and it went to reset, it wouldn't reset properly, but this Gen 3 does. So I mean, unless you have a very good reason to, do not do full auto Glocks. You know, it's too much trouble with the internals and whatnot. Single fire is where it's at. So yeah, that is the WE Glock 19 Gen 3 Ace 1 Arms Salient Arms Tier 1 RMR slide kit build pretty much completed. So I'll post another video and let you guys know how it works out with the internals and whatnot. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.